Thursday, everyone. We are live tonight because there was so much going on in the news world. I had to go live and bring this straight to you. Oh my gosh, it is crazy. It has been a crazy, crazy day. I have been hitting the phones, calling everyone, trying to get you the exclusive details on what's going on. Man, oh man, I couldn't believe it. Today, Cash Patel tweeting out that 10 whistleblowers are going to be brought back to the agency. They're not just getting back pay, but they're also being reinstated. And so I wondered, well, who are those 10 whistleblowers? Well, I've been calling everyone, and I'll tell you the details on that because the FBI did give me comments. So we're like trying to figure this out. Plus, it's not just that. Also, we're going to be talking about President Donald Trump. As many of you guys probably already heard, that $464 million penalty from that New York jury. You might remember the civil lawsuit that was filed against the president while he was trying to run a political campaign. Well, guess what happened? A group of Democrats who were appointed to the New York Appeals Court just overturned it. Apparently, it's unconstitutional for an excessive fine like that. Wonder why Tish James didn't know that. So I'll dive into that in just a few moments. Tish James will be going to prison, and I'll tell you why. Also, tonight, we're diving into a couple of other stories as well. And one of those stories, well, it has to do with me. Many of you guys know I've been talking about that local police story that I've been telling you. They've been trying to push back, not giving me the evidence that I need. Well, guess who just picked it up? Your girl. So a lot going on. I got a lot to catch you up on. We're waiting for all of our friends to jump in the Rumble studio right now. We've got a lot going on. We're going to be streaming tonight on Dear America's channel. They have a YouTube channel and a Rumble channel. We're live there. We're also live on the Brianna Morello Show page, both on Rumble and also on our YouTube page. And we should be live on X as well. Let's check in. Yeah, we are live on X as well. So lots going on in the world today. I've been trying to play catch up. I know I joke all the time and tell you guys like things are really, really crazy, but they really, really are. And I don't know if you've noticed, Twitter's been acting a little funky lately. I noticed that the numbers of likes go up and then they go down. I don't know what's going on with X. I'm assuming that I'm getting hit with a bunch of like bots that are trying to report me. So I think that they're altering my algorithm a bit. But folks, a lot happening. And I'm excited to talk about it because we've been talking about on this show, right? I spoke with you guys about this. While I was over on InfoWars, I was actually filling in for my good friend Harrison Smith in studio when I was talking about that illegal alien who was driving a truck illegally and killed 3 people. Well, the good news is the Trump administration's pushing back and they're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. So that's the good news. Rubio coming out. Let's get this up on the screen. And as many of you guys know, the beauty about these live streams is producer Pete not with us. So bear with me as my technological skills are really put to the true test. But here is the tweet I posted earlier today. The State Department is also going to be reviewing more than 55 million people who have visas right now, potentially deporting those individuals. That was one side of the story. This was the other one too. I mean, Rubio's just pumping it out. He's not even holding back today. And this is why it was such a crazy day to follow news. Rubio also doing this. Secretary Mark Rubio has suspended so what it is, it's the workers visa program, okay, that allows these individuals to become commercial truck drivers. And so now he suspended that. So that just to simplify it as much as possible. This guy literally couldn't even read in English, couldn't speak in English. He didn't even understand our traffic signs. And for some reason, he was able to operate a commercial truck. And, we've talked about it multiple times here. I was one of the first people to jump on this story. I'm going to pull up the video. This guy has zero remorse. It was infuriating to watch for sure. But what kind of human being doesn't have any remorse for killing people? I mean, he literally just is nonchalant. And it's absolutely disgraceful. It's disgusting. Folks, if you are looking to jump into the conversation tonight, let me just remind you, as we always do, you see that? That's our Rumble chat. So we're up on Rumble right now. We've got both going right now. But if you want to be in the conversation, Dear America, we love it. But we usually gravitate towards being on the Brianna Morello Show page, of course. So make sure you are there typing in the chat. But I'm just so enraged that this continues to happen, folks. How many Americans need to die? I mean, it's so infuriating. It really, really is infuriating. And then Gavin Newsom is just so light about everything. He doesn't seem to really care. Everyone right now, if you're on YouTube or if you are on X, dropping comments. We're going to try to flash them up on the screen as the show goes on. So show us some love. It's so great to be here today. A lot happening that I want to catch you up on. So yeah, it's infuriating to me, folks. It is infuriating. The lack of care from this man's face. It's a shame we can't charge him with something more. It really, really is. It really, really is. Oh, before we jump into all the stories tonight, let me remind you, in case you haven't done so already, my project that I have been working on, it's finally been revealed. I've been working on a photo book of Melania Trump. It is my favorite looks of Melania. It is right now available for pre-order. As you can see, it's also right behind me. You probably can't see it now because we have this up. But head on over to Amazon. We have the link for you in the description of this video. But this book, number one, it's a great gift idea. Number two, it is a beautiful book because I picked the pictures, most importantly. But it's my favorite looks of Melania Trump. And I think it's really important to push back to show how beautiful this first lady is. Because they sat here and lied to you. They told you that Jill Biden was beautiful. They told you Michelle Obama was gorgeous. And they put them all over these Vogue covers and all these other magazines. But they were repulsive. Okay. This is a classy first lady. This is someone we should be celebrating. She is someone who has really just changed her ways in many ways and has become one of the best first ladies we've ever had in my lifetime. And I love it. She's also really intelligent. People don't give her enough credit for that. So let's celebrate Melania Trump together. That's what my goal was for all of this. Head on over right now to Amazon, pre-order this book. It's coming out next month, but make sure you're the first ones on the list so you get it as soon as possible. Head on over to Amazon right now. There's a link in the description of this stream, or you could just type in Brianna Morello and it will pop on up. Okay. So folks, let's put this back up on the screen. We'll get the Rumble chat back up. If I can figure it out. This is when producer Pete is very necessary. I don't know if you guys heard earlier today, Kash Patel coming out and saying in a tweet that we are going to be bringing back 10 whistleblowers. 10. That's big news. That's big news. So what does it mean for the ones that we have on the show quite often? Well, as many of you guys know, I always reach out for comments, and I did hear back. Not ideal, though. So I've been hitting the phones all day, calling around, asking around, trying to get some details on all of this because this is really, really important to me. As many of you guys know, I am friends with Steve and Garrett, and we are trying to get them back in. So let's go to the first one. Okay. So this was the tweet that came up earlier today. And obviously, this is like an insane tweet to post because he caught my attention. Breaking agreements have been reached with 10 FBI whistleblowers and counsel to include a combination of back pay, security clearances, and reinstatement. We greatly appreciate Donald Trump, commitment to transparency and accountability, and then he thanks Senator Chuck Grassley as well for working with us to make this happen. That sounds great. But I know that there's a lot of whistleblowers out there. So I want to know if this included our guys. So I reached out. You know what I always do? I always ask for comment. I've been making phone calls all day today, sending out emails. The FBI did get back to me by saying the FBI has nothing to add to the director's post. Now, when I was calling around, I'll give you a little hint. Individuals close with the situation were not able to give me comment because they were in talks with the DOJ. So it sounded like to me that there really wasn't much movement on that in the regards to it being finalized. But we don't know. Obviously, we can't rely on our whistleblowers to give us comment because right now, folks, these are the type of things where they can't talk. So I can't go off of what they have to tell me, unfortunately, because they can't tell me anything. So I have to reach out to people who are involved. And unfortunately, they have not given comment yet. But we'll continue to fight. We'll continue to look into all of this. That's what I do. I am relentless when it comes to that. So this could possibly be great news. I'll be here to celebrate when it does happen, hopefully soon. Folks, if you haven't done so already, I've been telling you all about it. We've got this great email list where exclusive stories come directly to you. Now, it's not a spam service. I probably only send maybe 1 or 2 emails a month to you. But let's just say Twitter all of a sudden goes back to its old censorship ways, and then my account gets nuked. Well, if you want to stay in contact with me, this is the best way to do so. I own this email list, so I'll always be able to communicate with you. So head on over right now if you haven't done so already, independentnewsroom.com. You're going to want to hit that subscribe button and then enter your email address. There's two options. You could either become a paid subscriber or you can become a free subscriber. Now, obviously, when you become a paid subscriber, you're going to be getting more content sent over to you, exclusive content. And we're working on that right now. This is a brand new project and I'm excited about it. But you're going to want to do that because you're supporting independent journalism and we could really use your help. But just add yourself to the email list. This is really important information we're putting out there. And then at the end of the show, I go down the list and thank those who have become paid subscribers. Personally, I send you an email. It's not a spam email. It's literally just me reaching out to you, thanking you for helping me out. And we do that right after the show. So head on over, independentnewsroom.com. That's where you want to be. Telling you, you're not going to want to miss out on that. All right, so a lot happening today. I mean, can you imagine trying to play catch up on the news cycle today? It was insane. Tack, bam, turtle power. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. He's a man full of riddles, Tack. So I appreciate it. JBC on the Dear America chat saying that is an awesome book. She doesn't get enough respect and she deserves it. Yeah, that's what I always thought about her, honestly. I love the way that she dresses. I used to, before the FBI raid, I used to say, I would just love to raid Melania Trump's closet. And then the FBI stole that from me. So I can't really joke about that anymore. But again, I mean, I think she's just absolutely not only stunning, she's intelligent. She speaks multiple languages. I've barely mastered English. So I love that she could sit there and be able to speak several languages fluently. I think it's a sign of intelligence and I love it. I really do love it. I think she's one of the best. Folks, if you haven't done so already, make sure you pre-order that book. I appreciate when you do, of course. All right. Let's pull up the next thing. So a lot going on today. Trying to play catch up. Oh, you're probably going to get an appearance from Gia. She's a little moody today. In case you guys don't know, Gia is my dog. She is adorable. She is beautiful. She is sweet, but she's also crazy. And she'll probably be jumping in the stream sometime today. We're doing this stream, though. We'll probably go a good 45 minutes. And there's something wrong with the algorithm on X. Has anyone else noticed this? If you have, drop in chat now because here, let me pull this up. Like, okay, this isn't like a flex, but the numbers this just said 43, now it jumped up to 281. Nothing makes sense right now, and I can't tell what it is. It's so strange to me. President Trump killed me today. So I get all of his notifications that he posts something, and I'm like super quick with reposting it on X. But I died when I clicked onto this, and it was T-Pain and DJ Khaled. All I do is win after he defeated the evil, evil Tish James. Folks, it's really difficult for me to discuss Tish James because I just think she's such a horrible person in every single sense. I think she's evil. I think she's a cold-hearted woman. I think she's miserable in her own skin, and that's the reason why she took it out on President Trump. See, this is the problem. And it happens, it's not just politics, right? Because it's also like in the media world, there's a lot of people that want to rise to the top of their field, but they do so by going after others, attacking others. And it's not just politics. Like the news side, you know how many people try to punch their way up? Now, I've never gone after people or been the first one to throw a punch who are on our side, but it happens all the time. And so I just see so many similarities between this, right? They all were gunning for him, obviously. His is more severe, but the rest of us, I constantly am dealing with people who want to come after us. And they're supposed to be on our side, allegedly. But it was good to see because President Trump has had probably one of the best comebacks in regards to, a mugshot, being sued for being told he has to cough up nearly $500 million for a civil lawsuit that doesn't have any victims and there was no money stolen, and Tish James is kind of doing like legal gymnastics to land herself anything. And then obviously a very corrupt judge who was repulsive to look at, but when he saw that the camera was right at him, had to fix himself up. Her sitting behind President Trump smirking. Cross-eyed, gross, obese woman. She's so gross. This picture is actually flattering because you don't get to see how cross-eyed she is. But sometimes I play nice. But it's really important because let's just talk Tish James for a second, okay? Tish James has always been a garbage human being. Now, obviously, I come from New York, so as many of you guys know, I'm very biased in this front because I know New York politics, and I know that she ran on the campaign promise of going after President Trump. She's literally, instead of going out there and actually fighting for Americans, she instead has decided to pick the lowest denominator of voters and to target for their vote by going after President Trump, right? The unhinged lefties who hate this country so much that they want their AG to go after just the president nonstop, try to throw him in prison. The majority of Democrats, I still don't think, wanted to see President Trump in prison. But that might be because I'm soft. I want to believe that we have still something in common with the left. But it's interesting because when you looked, okay, so this was obviously overturned, as many of you guys are well aware. I hate that Twitter does this. Just go away. Go away. Stupid pop-ups. Okay. So I was reading through the ruling that came from the appeals court today in New York. Actually, a lot of those individuals are actually Democratic appointees. So I thought this is a really interesting ruling, only because it's the New York appeals court admitting that we actually have a constitution in this country. Who would have known it applied in New York? So ultimately, this is a partial quote from the document, which directs the defendants to pay nearly $500 million to the state of New York, is an excessive fine that violates the Eighth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Folks, New York is acknowledging that we have a constitution in this country. We've really come a long way. We've really come a long way. I mean, it's so crazy that I thought it was going to have to go all the way up to the Supreme Court. So I was very relieved to see that it did not. But again, this is all just craziness. Let's pull up the Rumble chat real quick. Folks, if you're in the Rumble chat, say hey, say hi. We got you up right now if you're on the Brianna Morales show page. Also, let's see. This is not the right one. See, when producer Pete's not here, I'm just falling apart. Some might say barely getting by. I still don't know how to zoom up. So bear with me, folks. But that was great news. Great news. So Tish James is obviously under investigation. 2 of them, I believe. DOJ obviously is going after her for this one. They've subpoenaed her, and also the craziness of her mortgage fraud claims that are apparently being made about her, that she committed mortgage fraud. Those are the allegations. And as many of you guys know, our good friend Ed Martin is on it. He is the special prosecutor, and I'm so excited because Ed Martin actually cares. So now everyone's like, oh, no arrests are going to be made. No arrests. But folks, if Ed Martin doesn't, listen, I have zero doubt that Ed Martin's going to do the right thing, right? Because if it's up to him, he's doing the right thing. So something happens and it's not indictments. Don't blame Ed. Don't blame Ed. This is a man who's fearless, who does not care, and he will effortlessly go out there and get us those indictments that are needed. If they committed a crime, they need to go to prison. And that's why I have this AI generated image in the thumbnail for today. Boom, boom, 42. Those appeals court judges worked a long time to get there. They won't stick their necks out for a case like this. That's true. I mean, it was so obvious. It was so obvious that this was such a wrong thing to do. Tim, did AG Bonnie appoint Ed Martin? Yes. Ed Martin has been appointed as special prosecutor for both the Adam Schiff mortgage fraud case as well as Tish James's mortgage fraud claim case. We actually had a full show planned for today, but so much happening. I'm like, you know what? We'll save that. As many of you guys know, I host a show on InfoWars on Saturday mornings called Good Morning InfoWars, and I'm your host. So make sure you tune in. That will also be happening again, of course, folks. 10 a.m. Eastern time, as we always do. I'm trying to go back and forth between everything. I hate these spam bots. A lot of you guys were jumping on me yesterday for suggesting that we should charge everyone $1 a month to use X. I think we should. I think it would get rid of all the bombs. I read that too quickly. What else? Woo, the bot accounts. So I'm excited about that. Make sure you're there. I also have a TSA update going on Saturday, so you're going to be there for that. That's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. I love that show that I host on Infowars in the morning, Saturday a.m., 10 a.m. Saturday a.m. Wake up! The Red Bull's not kicking in yet, folks. Because I'm able to quickly go through all these stories, have guests on 5 minutes, tell us what you know. Thank you for coming on today. It's really a great way to kind of speed through the news cycle. So I'm a big fan of it. Also, did you guys catch it? I was filling in for my friend Harrison Smith on Tuesday over at the Infowars studio. I hope you saw it. I hope you loved it. If you didn't see it, we've got some clips up on my X page. Go check it out. A lot of incredible people. A lot of incredible people. I'm so lucky to have such amazing friends. I really, really am. Not all people are amazing in this field, but I've somehow mastered to find the best of the best, and I'm very excited about that. So when I have them on the show and I tell you they're my friends, that means they're good people. Because not everyone is a good person. But if they're featured on my show, I like them. All right, let's see. I'm gonna pull up the next stuff. Actually, did I flip over? Steven Zim is asking me, Brianna, what were your major and minor in college? If so, I was just media communications and science and communications. Didn't need any of those degrees though. Folks, if you're on the Dear America page, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am trying to go back and forth. But that's our show page. If you want to click, that's the other mainstream right now too as well. Make sure you follow both pages. Hit the thumbs up button too, please. It helps us out significantly, even though I am technologically not advanced with these live streams. But we do a well-produced show on Thursdays usually. But we gave Pete the day off. He's not feeling too good. And I'm going to use him for the scapegoat. Let's talk this guy. Because if you've been following my show for quite some time, you know I cannot stand this guy. I actually despise him. And I don't despise many people. But this guy I despise. He was a former prosecutor in DC. He was Judge Janine's position. And his name is Matthew Graves. Now, Matthew Graves is a communist, in my opinion. And I do also believe that Matthew Graves is a low-life scumbag who belongs in prison himself because he actually freed real criminals, I should say, and instead decided to fill up the DC jail with political prisoners and kept them in moldy cells and gave them horrible food and abused them in his jail. And he had no problem doing that because he didn't agree with their politics. And so that means you must gun for them. That means you must go after them, according to Matthew Graves. Well, guess what? Matthew Graves had altered the crime stats is what we're kind of going through now. And he's one of the many Democrats who want to pretend like crime is down in DC because they want to pretend like their policies work. But in reality, they aren't. Crime's not down. I mean, I was just there a few weeks ago. And I could tell you crime isn't down. Mark's asking, how will the DC law enforcement Fed takeover be able to spill over into other cities? It's a very complex issue, and I don't think legally Democrats challenged it, right? So they challenged the DC Metro Police being taken over by the federal government. And as far as we could tell, the DOJ claims that they didn't surrender anything when they worked on an agreement. But other conservatives who are in the room tell me that, yes, they did. And ultimately, if you're wondering what am I referring to here, the DOJ, I spoke with them on the phone and I listened to them completely. They're claiming that they didn't surrender anything really to the Democrats who were suing them. But they had to come to an agreement because the judge did say, listen, I don't even think it's legal for the federal government to take over local police departments. And so from what attorneys have explained to me, let me explain to you what the DOJ said. I specifically said, is the White House operating and giving orders to the police chief? Is President Trump, the DOJ, are they the ones calling the shots on all of this? And they said this to me. They said, okay, so President Trump gives orders to the DOJ. The DOJ then gives those orders to the police chief. And then it's up to the police chief to carry out those orders however she feels fit. So that doesn't sound like to me that the Trump administration is running the department. And it's a very like kind of murky situation. And I know it was very controversial to share an Axios report the other day. I won't even say names, but we have some very sensitive individuals who cannot stand the fact that I share articles from other outlets on my X feed. But I shared that article, and my sources who were there that day in the courtroom said that although they disagree with them for the majority of the time, that that article was accurate. That they believe that the administration did go weak in court, but they had to pretty much reach an agreement. So take it for what it's worth. Seems to be a little bit of a disagreement. The big win, though, for the administration was the fact that now DC Metro Police have to cooperate with federal immigration authorities. And so that was what they saw to be the big, big win. So again, take it for what you want. I really enjoyed this. President Trump is actually going out here, and I want to keep reminding people about this because, Tina Peters isn't someone who gets enough attention, I feel like. And the fact that she is still in prison is kind of heartbreaking. Not kind of, it is heartbreaking. Tina Peters is obviously someone who you're well familiar with. She blew the whistle on fraud in Colorado, and the means that she went about grabbing that information and then distributing it are the ones that she now has to deal with as the legal challenge here. But President Trump putting this out, and I've been screaming about this because it's not just Tina Peters who's in prison, and she's charged on a local level, and it's going to be, you can't just pardon her. She's charged by the state. So I know a lot of people say, why isn't the president pardon her? It's state. It's not a federal government thing. The DOJ didn't go after her. It was the state of Colorado that went after her. So it had to be the governor that helps her out. He went on to saying, free Tina Peters, a brave and innocent patriot who has been tortured by crooked Colorado politicians, including the big mail-in ballot supporting the governor of the state. Let Tina Peters out of prison right now. She did nothing wrong except catching the Democrats cheat in the election. She's an old woman and very sick. If she's not released, I am going to take harsh measures. Now, what are those harsh measures? Well, gosh, I hope that means that we're pulling federal funding. Because it's not just her, folks. And we had Ed Martin on the show, and Ed Martin was 1,000% authentic when he said that they were also looking at the Whitmer kidnapping hoax. And that they were going to go out there and fight for that. So, and hopefully to free those people. Those suspects, let's see, I believe there's 3 that were charged by the state, 2 charged by the federal government. Those 2 who were charged by the federal government, I don't know why they haven't been pardoned yet. When I asked Ed Martin, he said that they were looking into it. I believe Ed. Ed is a man of his word. He's a man of character. That is the person who I'm going to 1,000% believe whatever he tells me because he's a good person. He's in it for the right reasons. So we'll see. Also, I've been trying to follow and advocate for the pardoning of one of those Louisville officers who was there for the Breonna Taylor shooting. We had Sergeant John Mattingly on this program. Mattingly was shot in the leg by Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. He was not indicted or charged with any crimes, but one of his colleagues was charged, was convicted. And a judge, even though the DOJ said they didn't want jail time, they want prison time for him, a judge still sentenced him to 3 years in prison. Well, we're getting very close to the date where he has to turn himself in. And so one of my other big pushes behind the scenes is that I'm hitting the phones. I'm trying my very best to make sure that he does not have to report to prison because a cop like him in prison is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. They will probably do a better job of protecting the pedophiles than protecting a cop like himself. They would feed him to these animals. And so we have to just continue to go out there and remember these people because, again, these are really serious incidences. And so I just want to keep driving that point home. We've got political prisoners. We've got people we've got to still fight for. One of my things, and this is what kind of separates me from others, because a lot of other journalists, yeah, they'll talk, yeah, they'll have people on their shows, but I actually try my best to help people. And as many of you guys know, I develop friendships with a lot of these people who I try to help and advocate for, and to make sure that they're good. And it's one I was actually just on the phone with Sonia Labasco. She goes, "Brianna, if people knew what you do behind the scenes," she's like, "You got to tell them." The reality is, we go out there every day and we try to fight for these people. And it's the only reason why I'm still doing this, because there's no other reason to do it unless your heart's invested in this. And so we will go out there and we'll continue to push for all of our political prisoners to be freed. That includes the Whitmer kidnapping hoax victims. That includes the DOJ who went after that police officer in the Breonna Taylor shooting. He did not shoot Breonna Taylor, by the way. And also, that also means that we're also going to sit here. We're gonna pray for Tina Peters. We're gonna say, you guys better start pulling federal funding, because Democrats, if it was the other way around, they would have no problem doing that. Martin Derek Chauvin, yeah, he's another one. I just don't think the administration's there yet on that one. They buried that guy too. Even if you give him a federal pardon, they intentionally buried him. Boom, boom. Don't get too excited. I know you just tweeted or you just posted in the chat about the Cash Patel whistleblower story. Let me give you guys an update, because I said it at the top of the show. But it's not, there's nothing finalized as of yet. And they won't confirm it with me. Be careful how I say this. They won't confirm anything with me. The FBI giving me a statement earlier today telling me that they have nothing to add on top of Cash Patel's announcement. But when I was making my calls, I called an attorney who was still negotiating with the DOJ. So I don't think anything's been finalized yet. And I don't know, because there's a lot of whistleblowers. I think I was last told there was over 20 FBI whistleblowers. So we don't even know if our guys are included in any of that. So I specifically asked too about Steve Friend, Garrett O'Boyle, and that was not how they got back to me. They pretty much just told me that they have nothing to add. So we will continue to see, and I'm not going to be a black pill. I hope and I pray that Cash Patel, the DOJ, Dan Bongino, I think that they're all. I think that Dan and Cash now are in it with us. I just hope and pray that we get to this final point where we're able to negotiate a really good deal for everyone involved. We make things right. We set a tone for future FBI whistleblowers who come forward, that you won't be stabbed in the back if you decide to report real corruption, not just political opposition, real corruption. And we're seeing a lot of movement. I keep saying it, but I know a lot of people don't like the fact that I'm critical about the current administration in my reporting sometimes. But this is the difference, right? This administration, you could be critical of them and offer your personal opinion. And although they might not like it, they listen. They listen. We know that they're listening. We know that they're listening, because when you guys all at home were enraged by the Jeffrey Epstein docs, the files not being released, what happened? Well, the DOJ was then forced to go to court and fight for those transcripts to be made public. Members of Congress then started doing their job and started issuing those subpoenas. And then everyone, because they know that we won't let up on that issue, now they're all actively working. Another issue. We were vocal when certain people were given promotions within the FBI. Now they're no longer there, according to reports. People who participated in lawfare, they're out of a job. I don't know if we've gotten them all yet. I'm sure it's such a messy situation where it's going to be more of a longer process to make sure you nuke them all. But I mean, anyone who sat there and locked people up, who raided the homes of Americans for misdemeanor trespassing charges, they got to go. The whole "we're just taking orders" argument, to me, is trash. That's not a real excuse. It's not a real excuse. TAC, no. Black pill. They already proved they can't get it done. Brianna Cash was getting flown by dude that approved the raid of Melania's panty draws. No. I don't know. When I talk to my people, People at the FBI are telling me that they have pushed over enough information to the DOJ, and that a lot of these issues are waiting on the DOJ to implement, to act upon. So it's a toss up. It's a toss up. I endorse Cash Patel. Every day I was hitting Twitter hard. I was like, it's cash or bust. And I was disappointed. But today I'm a little bit more optimistic than I was yesterday. But there's no deal that's been finalized, as far as I could tell. When I asked the FBI for specifics, they can't give those specifics. They say they have no further comment to add. When I was calling around, people were frantic about the tweet. They didn't understand what was happening. They didn't understand what went down. I don't know. I don't know. So we'll continue to see it unravel. I'm looking at my thumbnail from this edition of this live stream right now, and I just love the fact that I have Tish James in a jumpsuit, but most importantly, that even AI knows that she's cross-eyed, and they won't even cover for her. What a gross human being. Oh, and by the way, no, Dan Bongino's not leaving the FBI TAC. Okay, let's talk about what I'm also hearing. So as many of you guys know, I call around. I got the tip about the Missouri AG and how his new role was going to be heading on over to the FBI. I was told deputy director, but it's co-deputy director. And I was told this the morning before it was announced. And so I've been calling around, trying to figure everything out. And I've been assured that Dan Bongino is not going anywhere. Dan Bongino, according to my FBI source, is staying where he is. But it's an interesting thing because I think what you have right now with the AG of Missouri, who's stepping into the co-deputy director role, his name Andrew Bailey. I think it's interesting because Bailey is now being put in a really interesting situation where he is kind of learning how these investigations are happening, taking place. So let's just say Pam Bondi doesn't do what she is entitled, what she's supposed to do, what she's obligated to do legally, which is prosecute individuals. Well, we could just move Bailey right into her position. I actually love the idea that we've now shifted him from his AG position for the state of Missouri, to this co-deputy director position, because now he gets to read up on the cases. And so if we don't get to what we need to get to with Pam Bondi, it's a quick swift, swipe, whatever you want to say. I don't know, folks. Things are moving really slow at the DOJ. And although they'll tell you that this is just how things work. No. Tacky's not leaving. Yes, Dan is leaving. Never before have there been two deputy directors. Remember this point. If Dan leaves, your source isn't as inside as you think. Well, give me a time frame. When is Dan leaving? And then if you're right, I owe you $5. If I'm right, keep the $5. You let me know. I don't think he's leaving over these next few months. I think that this is a move for Bailey to go to the AG's office if Pam Bondi does not do what we need her to do. I think that's what this is. I mean, I know that he was also one of the top picks to be AG, but I don't think Dan's going anywhere. I also think that they're probably really overwhelmed with workload. I told you Dan said openly that he's working like 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. I believe he said that on Fox. So I don't think he's going anywhere. Also, if he went somewhere, I mean, you probably wouldn't respect him as much if he bounced on us. Oh, Ed took my side. Don't worry, guys. We don't have to pick sides here. Just know as a biological woman, I'm always right. I'm messing with you guys. If you are here right now, hit that like button. Oh, let's talk Texas AG. I'm really Tack, what's yours? No, if I'm right, you honor my baby snapping turtle by naming it your show syrup. I don't even know how you got that title for your baby snapping turtle. By the way, guys, Tack has sent me photos of his baby snapping turtle. It is adorable. It is super freaking cute. He's got a turtle. I'm a big turtle fan, so I love those pictures. Where was it going? Oh, ADD. I was going here with this. I was going to talk to you guys about Chip Roy. Chip Roy is running for Texas AG. Now, here's the thing with Chip Roy. Not excited about Chip Roy. Aaron Wrights is my go-to because he is someone who's base. I also like the fact that he's not a politician, which I think is great. When it came to the floods in Texas, he actually called and asked, how can he help? And every couple of hours would call me and ask, what can he do to help my efforts with the fundraising, the donations we were collecting? And like literally didn't ask for anything. Just wanted to help out. Team up with my people, introduce them to other people, and just wanted to connect. So I really like Aaron Wrights for AG. Now, here's the thing. Chip Roy, I don't hate the guy. I don't hate anyone. Okay, keep this in mind. But when it comes to the Texas AG position, we have one of the best AGs, not even one of the best. We have the best AG in the country, Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton went after the Biden regime, and nobody was as bold as Ken. He didn't sit there and wait for a multi-state coalition to go out there and file these lawsuits because they're all cowards and they didn't want to do it independently. No, he went out there and stuck his neck out. What happened? Well, lawfare happens. You saw they tried to impeach him. They dragged him through the mud. They trashed his name, but he didn't back down. That's a difference. That's a difference. Hunter, as a father, thank you for continuing to host and call on Alex Rosen. Always. Always. He's a good friend. He's a great person. He's doing incredible, incredible work. You guys got to support the guy. Thank you, Hunter, for that one. Okay, so Ken Paxton is the best AG in the entire country. So whoever fills his slot needs to be just as good. Chip Roy, like I've told you, I've posted the tweets. Hey, Chip Roy, it's so crazy because, again, I don't hate him. We've agreed on a lot of things. But when I'm going back and I'm looking at his old posts and I'm like, Chip is over here praising. And I mean, there was one post where he literally said that Mr. Floyd is with our Heavenly Father, referring to George Floyd. And that was days after George Floyd was killed by fentanyl. Allegedly. But folks, I can't support that. I can't support politicians that when there's a little bit of pressure applied that they fold. Someone just, it's the creepiest AI photo. Oh my gosh. How do I get this up on my screen? AI creeps me out. Someone just, can you guys see this? Let me put it up. It's me with a bowl of spaghetti and meatballs. Close the deal. I love it. You guys are amazing. You guys crack me up. AI is so creepy though. I'm sure there was a bunch of scammers out there who are using my face and my videos and creating AI generated videos to pretend to be me. It's so creepy. It's so creepy. The internet's really a strange, strange place, I must say. And I participate in it. Okay, folks, if you haven't done so already, head on over independentnewsroom.com, join my email list, because if we ever get cut off, which is very likely, the censorship commies come back after all of us. This is a great platform for me because, and this is what so many people learned after all this was going down, to own your own email list. And this is why I'm doing this. And I want you all to join on, because if, let's just say they decide to censor me on X, they nuke my page, This is where you're going to be able to talk to me directly. I'm going to be able to email you, let you know where I'm going next, what I'm doing. So if you want to stay in touch, it's a free newsletter email list, independentnewsroom.com. Hit the subscribe button and just put in your email address. On top of that, you could support my work as an independent journalist. Again, I know a lot of people like throw it out there. I'm not funded by Qatar, not funded by Israel, not funded by the Russians. I'm funded by you guys. And so if you would like to support my work, which I strongly rely on, head on over independentnewsroom.com, become a paid subscriber, or you can make a donation. And when you do either the donation or the paid subscription, at the end of the show tonight, I send you a thank you email personally. So head on over independentnewsroom.com, support my work because it's not possible without you guys. And it's so funny to me because everyone's always so critical of all of these like influencers and independent journalists, like, oh, you're selling out. I mean, you guys, if you are a fan of content like this, you've got to you've got to um you've got to support. And so I appreciate it when you do. Let's see, let's get the Rumble chat back up because all my favorite people are here tonight. Last just said, just started following you after heard you on the AJ network. Thank you. Thank you, Last. It's so much fun being on InfoWars. You know what's so crazy? Like, I've worked for Fox, I've worked for Newsmax, I've worked for all of these networks. But my favorite, InfoWars. Not only is it number one, just awesome to be there, and honestly, the viewers are so nice. But on top of it all, the reason why I love going on InfoWars is they have the best control room. And I brag about it all the time. I was telling Sarah Gonzalez over at the Blaze about it. I was like, no, they really have the best control room. First off, everyone's based, so they all get it. And number two, they are the kindest human beings that you'll ever meet. They are authentically in this fight because they want to be in this fight with Alex, with everyone. And they're also so quick to get things up on the screen. Like, you probably, if you saw that I was hosting for 3 hours to fill in for Harrison, I mean, I'm literally on my laptop plugging things in, and no other control room would have been able to do it. They were pulling it up so fast. So I love all the guys over at the InfoWars. InfoWars. So we got a show Saturdays. You got to check it out. I am telling you, it is amazing. It is amazing. So make sure you check that out. Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I am your host for Good Morning InfoWars, but so many incredible people. Dude, thank you. TD, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you. I really do mean it. I appreciate all of you. You guys, I mean, honestly, you guys have been so great to me. Even when I'm like getting into internet fights with Cat Turd. My friends all calling me like, what's going on? Last Friday, if you missed it. He came after me. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. For sharing an Axios story. Ooh, can't do that. Can't share stories from other journalists. Not all of them are real and authentic, but man, I'm going to tell you what the other side's saying, even if you like it or not. And I'm going to cite the source. That's what you do. It's called journalism. Okay, this guy is creeping me out. Every day, like, sends like the creepiest messages. Like, how do we, this is more of a, there you go. Yep, I just did that live on cam. Constantly leaving creepy messages in all my posts. It's actually very, very strange. Boom, boom. Have you heard from Steve Baker recently? Yes. I was talking to Steve today about our whistleblowers. And we both had the same results. Steve is a good friend, lives locally too, so we hang out quite often. Good human being, great human being. Great human being. You know, Steve, when he was arrested by the Biden regime, I actually appeared at his court hearing. And I was like so emotional. Hey, Morphs. Hey, Jenny. Yeah, Jenny, I couldn't tell you what's going on with him. He's just a mess. And he has my number too. If anyone ever had like if you're my friend and you have my number, Like, you don't have to post and talk junk on the internet. Just call me. So Steve Baker, good friend of mine, and he's covered so many J6 cases. So when they went after him, I flew to Dallas and I flew to Dallas and I showed up and it was just me and the Blaze in the courtroom, which was really unfortunate given the fact that we're all journalists and you'd think that other journalists would want to support him because he was being dragged through the mud. And I was so upset. They literally had Steve shackled. Steve Baker, Blaze journalist, shackled wrists and ankles, and they brought him in with a bunch of drug dealers, violent criminals, as if he was a horrible person because he was covering January 6th from inside the Capitol. One of the only, or few, I should say, journalists who they went after because, well, he didn't use their propaganda. He didn't spew their message. It was a political story, not Axios. I apologize. Dr. DD, great job correcting me. I share so many stories each day. I have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. But you know, I don't know. It was one of actually the toughest things I had to report on, only because number one, obviously we're friends, but number two, I was face to face with the harsh reality that this administration, the Biden regime, was actually going to begin locking up journalists. And I just thought it was absolutely devastating, absolutely heartbreaking. And it tore my heart apart to see him shack. I actually started crying a little bit. It was so sad. But Steve Baker, great friend. Give him a follow on X, guys. Great person, truth teller, out here going nuts to get you the truth. I'm very proud and honored to say he's my friend. Well, thank you. I signed up for your signed up, love your work, praying God blesses blessings on you. Thank you. Sorry, it's like a size, if I could just send you guys a picture of how small my monitor is, you'd laugh at me. God's blessings on you and your family and your team. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Stop being so nice to me. I love you all. I appreciate that. You guys are all incredible. I'm very thankful that we've all somehow found each other, truth tellers, spreading the word. And I think it's really important that we do just that. But the level of evil under the Biden administration, folks, people need to go to prison. And if they don't go to prison, well, we've got a problem, folks. We've got a massive, massive problem. Let's see. Thank you, I. Martin. I appreciate you. Yeah. Morphs wants to know where's Gia. Gia! She is so lazy. She ate today sitting down. If you've never seen a dog eating and sitting down, it's literally like this. And I'm like, Gia, what are you doing? Probably wasn't the best Gia impression. But Gia, camera's gone up, gone, back on. Random. Gia is my Pomeranian. She's a cutie. She tears up the dog park. She actually goes up to random dogs and tries to fight them. So I know she's my dog. That's how I know. And Giuseppe's here. Giuseppe, Gia. She's usually sitting right next to me, but she's feeling very antisocial today. So, folks, hi, come here, Giuseppe. He's my little. No, you got to come over here. If you guys could see him right now, he is laying down looking for a belly rub. Hold on one second. No, come on. You gotta make your nightly appearance. He's a big boy. He eats all of his vegetables. So Giuseppe was at the dog park today, tearing up the dog park, and these two women were at the dog park. And I'm trying to get his face in this. You can see him. Okay. And he literally walked up to these two women and like demanded a belly rub. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. Here, let's swap you to this side so you get your appearance in. The people, you guys come here not just see me. Hey, something. You guys come here to see this man, Giuseppe Morello. He is huge. He is 15. No, he's like 13 pounds now, right, Giuseppe? Oh, Sorry. It's not an entertaining show, apparently. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Yeah, he is one of the sweetest boys in the world. A little crazy, a little crazy. So I know some of you guys want me to talk about the coyote story. So yesterday, the dog park was closed, so I went to go walk them, and I didn't go into the woods, but I did walk around the path. And you know what happened? I look, and maybe about, I don't know, 20 feet away, I see this little, like a dog, pop its head out of the woods. And I'm like, oh, there's a stray dog. Look a little closer. Oh, that's a coyote. So I quickly scooped up our puppies because he would have fought it. He's a crazy one. And this couple was coming towards me this way, and I saw that the coyote was like kind of walking in this direction. And the guy's like, "Oh, you got your hands full," because I had both of the Pomeranians in my hands. And I was like, "Coyote, coyote, coyote, coyote." I'm not gonna scream in your ear. Screaming full volume at like 8 a.m. And they look and they go, "Oh, there's a coyote." And the coyote, I scared him off. I scared him off. TD, if that's your way of saying that Giuseppe's fat, I want you to know it's all muscle, no fat here. He is well fed though. He did get roasted chicken for dinner tonight. And of course, as you assume, I did make it for him. Right, Giuseppe's? He's smiling. Sweetest boy in the world. But yeah, so the coyote probably would have went after him. Not going to happen on my watch. Obviously, I had a backup plan if the screaming didn't work out for us, but just what are you doing? He's looking like it is time for belly rubs. This guy demands belly rubs nonstop here. Nonstop. He gets them though. He gets them. Gia's feeling lazy. She's not coming over. Not cool. Tack, I know. New York women, and it scares off coyotes, apparently. I've never actually seen a coyote before. And I sat there and I thought, I know when you interact with a bear, you're not supposed to yell at it. But I feel like I could probably take on a coyote. So, my dad always calls them meat on a leash because they're so small. But I protected these little pups and they were good to go. Scared off the coyotes. So I probably will be very smart before I go back over there. Anytime I walk by a wooded area, I probably won't have my dogs with me. Yeah, I mean, I had a gun. That would have been more effective, obviously. So that was the backup plan. But yelling worked. So if you see a coyote, scream coyote really loud at a high pitch, and they'll run away. Right, Giuseppe? He's the sweetest thing in the world. This sweet angel. Folks, if you didn't know, Giuseppe's an adopted dog, a little rescue. And I think he is 14 years old. So he's still a baby, though. He's still a baby. He still runs around like a psycho at the dog park and yells at all the other dogs. So it is quite the beautiful sight to see. All right, folks, we're about to wrap up the stream. If you have any questions or topics I may have missed, drop it right now in the Brianna Morello Show page on Rumble. That's where we are at right now. If you haven't done so already, that's where you're going to want to drop your comments. Giuseppe's falling asleep in my arm. He's like done. Done. If I say the T word, he will wake back up though. But he'll get one when we're done. For at least being my good dog who comes on camera. Gia, not so much. Lurk, I know I can't do high pitch either, but I did it. I survived. When you need your survival skills to kick in, you do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. All right, we got about 2 minutes left. TD, thank you so much for your love and support. Morph, same thing, my friend. Thank you. Brian, hello. We're about to wrap up, but thank you. Gia is a diva, Tack. She's a diva. But we love her anyways. We're all a little diva-ish. All right, we are wrapping up tonight's show. Saturday morning. Here, Giuseppe's ready to go. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you tune in. Put on your calendar right now. InfoWars. That's where I'm at. InfoWars. Good morning. InfoWars. 10 a.m. Eastern time. You're going to want to be there. You're going to want to be there. Lots going on. I'm already booking out the show. We've got an update on TSA, something no one else, of course, is talking about. I've got a great guest lined up for that, but I've already kind of dug through another OIG report, and there's a lot that I've uncovered. So I'm looking forward to giving you that. Also, organ harvesting. How did the Biden regime actually promote organ harvesting? Well, we've got some documents that prove just that. They offered financial incentives to hospitals to organ harvest. You're probably like, Brianna, that is such a crazy idea. It's not. And the documents back it up. We'll show you that on Saturday. So obviously a lot going on. Brendan Leslie also joining the show as well. Thank you, Tack. I love doing that show. It is a fast-paced news show. So we literally go through all the headlines as quick as possible. Get everyone on the show, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Move on, next topic. So I love it. So guys, head on over there. Make sure you put that on your schedule, 10 a.m. Eastern. Also, if you haven't done so already, let me remind you, how obnoxious was that? Let me remind you, independentnewsroom.com. That's how we stay in touch. If the censorship lords come back at me, you know they will. Make sure you sign up for my newsletter. It is free. Stay in touch. Head on over independentnewsroom.com. If you want to subscribe and pay, you get extra content, obviously. But folks, we only survive when you support us. So make sure you do just that. We appreciate what you do. And I'll send you an email thanking you in just a few moments when we sign off here. But also, the project I've been working on, I've obviously got the book behind me, but most importantly, it is available for pre-order right now on Amazon. Help send me to the top of the list, the Amazon list. Head on over, independentnewsroom.com. It is a beautiful photo album book of Melania Trump, her best looks, the descriptions in there. I would say it's the best, but I'm a little biased because I put it together. So head on over right now, Amazon. You could just, the link is in the description of this video, but you could also just type in Brianna Morello and it will pop on up. Our beautiful first lady. We got to love her. We got to support her. And this is the best way to do just that. All right. I'm signing out because there's a couple dogs out there that want belly rubs. But for now, folks, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Thank you for jumping on the stream with me tonight. I'll catch you here Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. InfoWars. You're not going to want to miss it. I'll see you then.